So today I have the Airmoto air pump, and I'm going to be using this device to pump up my bicycle tire, which is currently flat. All right, so this is the Airmoto air pump. I'm going to connect this and show you how it's done. So we're going to start with that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the air pump hose, which comes in this handy slot. It says pull out air hose. Pretty self-explanatory. And then I'm going to screw the air hose into the Airmoto, just like that, screw it in. So that's all connected. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on. And I'm going to do that by pressing the power button right here, holding it down for a second. It goes to on. Now I'm going to go through the settings to set it up right, but the first thing I'm going to do before that is I'm going to unscrew the safety cap from off of the air pump tire, just like this. So I'm going to take this, and it's important that you place this in an area that you don't lose it. So I'm going to put it like that. And then I have the air pump right here, and it's ready to go, except for I have to put the correct settings. So if you look on here, it has options for PSI. PSI is what I want. If you don't want PSI, you want something else to measure how much pressure is inside of the tire, air is inside the tire. You just go ahead and tap the top button right here, and it goes to bar if you want to use bar to measure. If you want to go to kPa to measure how much air is getting put in the tire, or to kilograms per centimeter if that's what you so choose to. I'm going to use PSI. All right, so PSI is selected. Next thing you want to do is make sure that is on the bicycle setting if you're pumping up a bicycle tire, which is right there. If you don't want that, you can press this bottom button, and it goes to a basketball, goes to personal setting, goes to a car if you choose to use a car, or I don't even know what that thing is right there. Is it I'm not sure exactly what it is, but we're doing a bicycle, so it's on that. So I have PSI. It's going to pump at a rate for bicycles, which is safe. And the next thing I'm going to do is adjust the PSI. Now, these tires right here require 60 PSI, and so I'm going to adjust that. So right now it is at 32, so I'm going to adjust it all the way to, it gets to 60 PSI. All right, so that's the pressure per square inch that I want to use. So I'm going to adjust it to 60. Bada boom, bada boom. All right, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to screw the hose on to the nozzle right here. All right, I'm going to screw it on clockwise. To unscrew it is counterclockwise. And so once I have it on, I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm going to go ahead and pump it up. Not like Joe Budden, but I'm going to pump it up. All right, so right here it is currently, the air pressure inside of the tire is at 2 PSI. Now, PSI, if you don't know what it means pressure per square inch, okay? So that's a gauge measuring how much air is inside of the tire, all right? So once I have that, I'm going to I made the adjustment to 60 PSI, and I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on and let it pump, all right? So I'm going to press the center button, and it should start to pump. And it's starting to pump, and if you look at it, this number right here is going to rise. So what's happening is, as air is being pumped inside of the tire, it is measuring how much pressure is inside of the tire. And it's going up right now. It's at 11 PSI, 12 PSI, and it's going to keep on going up. And if you touch the tire, you'll notice that it is getting more taut. It's getting tighter, and the number is going up. The PSI is almost at 20, which means we're approaching the halfway mark on the pressure per square inch. And if you look at this, you always want to make sure how much battery power you have left on here. And the battery gauge is right here. You see that? That green light? That's indicative of the battery. Alright, and as the battery gets depleted, it will slowly go down. So we're at 30 PSI right now. and we're going up. 33, 34. And it is constantly going up. We're almost approaching 2/3 of the way there. And I'm touching the bicycle tire, and it is getting tighter and tighter as we approach the appropriate pressure per square inch. It's going up on a Tuesday. Approaching 50, so about 12, 11 and a half more PSI. And we should reach our ideal pressure per square inch on this bicycle tire. And it's going up at 53, 60, 53, 54. Just about 5 more PSI when we've reached the goal of getting to 60 PSI. And once it gets to 60 PSI, I'm going to have to stop it myself because it will not stop on its own. Oh, it did stop on its own. It actually stopped on its own. So it went up to 60 and it stopped on its own and it got to 60 PSI. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this. All right, so once you unscrew this, you're going to go ahead and replace the cap right here to keep dirt from coming in. And then once that's going on, I'm going to come up here. Now be careful because this hose right here gets hot, okay? The air pressure causes it to heat up, so you want to be very careful not to touch this or wait for this to cool down. So what I'm going to do while that cools down, I am going to go ahead and turn it off. You simply go ahead at the center button, press and hold it down. Important, the light came on first and it turned off right here. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this, unscrew it. Now be careful because the bottom of this will be hot. Place this in here. Bada boom, bada boom. And that's how you use the Airmoto air pump to pump up some tires. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks a lot for watching.